Hi, thanks for tuning in to Peeling Back the Label. Thank you so much for joining in. Today I have a very special guest, Donna White, and we're going to be talking about two of her books. She's wrote many other books, but today we'll be talking about two of her books and her upcoming projects. So let me get her going. I'm going to patch her in. So Donna, you just have to ask to join.
Hi,
Hi Donna, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Excellent.
For some
Okay.
reason, I had to go out and go back in again, and I still see it going like moving slow. So I apologize. I don't know what's going on. Like I'm talking, but my mouth, but my mouth is behind my words. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah,
Sorry about that, but we'll make it work, right?
right. Exactly. We'll figure it out.
Thank you so much for coming on. I can't wait to talk to you about your two books. Um, do you happen to have the books in front of you
I
or at your
actually,
fingertips?
yeah, I do actually. I'm trying to set my phone up because I had the computer set up to this. So I'm like, okay,
Oh,
I got it
okay.
on the
All right.
phone
Take your
too.
time.
So
Take your time.
yeah, I'm just gonna grab another book here. This color. Okay, I'm just kind of like rigging this up, and I just use my water glass back here. So
It's all good.
yeah, let's try this. You know what? It's not okay. Okay, that's somewhat usable.
That's
Okay, yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. So hi, my name is Donna White. I write fantasy books. I love myths. I love legends. I grew up in the '70s, so I had Bigfoot, giant sea creatures, all this kind of stuff that was just really fascinating to me. Egyptology, the mysteries of Egypt was a really big thing for me. So, I got started writing. I've always really written, but um, when I was a mom, I think I had my fourth kid, and I was dragging these kids to all their activities, their sports, their dance, their art, their whatever, and whatever they were in. Parents have to wait on their kids, and at one point, I got to the point where, okay, she did this dance step right. I got to know what's going on so that we can work on it. And I got to the point where I didn't have to be so on it. I could just sit, I could just listen while things were going on and stuff. So I started reading, and then started reading books. I realized that I was writing at home, and I would just write scenes down. I would have scenes in my head, like a cemetery, and then I would write about this Gothic architecture because I'm always, you know, architecture or interior design or anything like that always piques my interest, and I'm always writing about that. And so I had these scenes in my head, and I would just write them down. So I started taking a notebook, and I would just write, and I would have this solid hour, chunks of hours.
Right, right.
And it got to a point where, wow, I'm really writing this stuff. And my husband got me this book. It's called On Writing by Stephen King.
Oh,
And
okay.
this is if you ever want to write a book, you've got to read this book because he is so spot on. And this really tightened up how I wrote. And it's this is the thing that made me a fast paced writer. Because before, I was a much slower paced writer, it had detail, a lot of story going on. But with Stephen King, it was like bam, and I think in terms of a lot quicker. It's like I want action. I want this action down,
Hmm.
on. anyway, out of that came The Whitmere Legacy, which this is my first book here, and my book baby. And this is very gothic overtones. I know it's pink, it's got this beautiful magnolia.
Yeah, I was
but
wondering about that. What was your inspiration behind the
Okay, this is actually a tree in my neighborhood, and I'm very community focused. I'm very much about my neighborhood, and I wanted to honor my neighborhood by putting a tree in here that is our neighborhood's tree. And also, a magnolia plays a part of symbol in my book for one of my characters. So
that's a magnolia tree on the cover?
yes, it's a magnolia tree.
Beautiful.
It's got,
Beautiful.
and it's pink, but it's, and people think, oh, this is a romance, this is everything. No, it is not. This is action adventure, lots of fun. And then I have my second book here that goes on with even more action adventure. And this is a plumeria tree, pink plumeria. Another tree.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Of course, this convey, history and everything that goes on like that. Because it's kind of pink and floral. So I will be changing, when I come out with the third book, I will be changing my covers to something more mysterious and something more.
Well, you know what? Sometimes you have to go with the flow. You know what I mean? Like a lot of authors change their books. I mean, their book covers, even, the real popular ones where we can recognize their cover in an instant, but they do change according to the times because different generations are reading your book too. Now, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, these are my books. These are, and I also work on other things. Part of my world building is writing short stories, and I've been working with a couple of others, and we together and we compile our stories. We donate the proceeds that we have to the one.
Oh, good. I was going to ask you to show the covers. That's beautiful. Now, what is the name of that book? Because it's backwards. I can't.
Oh my gosh.
No,
You know what?
it's okay. It's normal. It's fine. But I was just curious what the name was because I'll write it down.
Yeah, this is Twice Upon a Name. This is
Twice Upon
Twice Upon a Name.
a Name. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, who did you write that book with? There was quite a few authors, correct?
Goodness, there was like 20 of us. It's Susan,
Oh, wow. Okay.
Lena Shellis, Marie Reed, Joe Holloway. A lot of people on that one. Just some of the names. And then another one, and
So,
actually my favorite charity here, the Enchanted series and Enchanted Flame. And we do charities for this one. This is environmental and humanitarian charity. This one is for wildflower. Wildflower. Oh my gosh. No, it's wildfire. Right. So wildfire charities helping people, with relief and also preparing for wildfires.
that is so great. Now, are these is each chapter like a short story, or is it all is it one solid story? How did you guys write that?
We each write our own short stories, and
Okay.
something with flames, and we usually do flaming creatures. So, a lot of different things. We have this one, Enchanted Forest. Is
Beautiful.
out forest to for protecting it, taking care of it. And then our latest one is Enchanted, and this one is for donating for hurricane relief.
Wow. Okay.
And dragon people love it. We got lots of Uh, air creatures, short
I
stories.
could see that.
Uh, so really,
So you are a busy woman.
yeah, I am. And part of the is mine is broad for organization. We're going on.
Can I just ask you? I just want to see if I change something because you keep on getting cut out. I just want to see if I could change something on my phone. All right, hold on. Okay. I just wanted to see if maybe if I change the setting because you were getting cut out.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, not at all.
Okay, you sound better now. Okay, so what were you saying? I'm so sorry.
Okay. I was just saying about the world building that we have going on. It spans centuries, it goes through different places, Egypt. Um, I love the Gothic vibes of Louisiana, and I weave that into it. I like to put humor in my stories because sometimes it can be a little bit spooky, like Halloweenish. And I like to humor. People like shivering under the covers.
Yeah, yeah. Now, are you originally from the South?
I am. I'm from Tennessee. I was born and raised there, and my husband and I, when we got married, he came out to work on this PhD out west, and then we eventually ended up in California, Southern California. So here we are, and we've been just living here, and it's been great.
No, that's great. But I could hear the little Southern accent, so I was just curious.
Yeah, it comes out. So
It's all good. I love it. Now, with you said that you're having the third book come out on the Whitney Legacy. When is that coming out?
I haven't set a date yet because things that I'm working through with it, and I'm not sure going with there. Because, my book are becoming they're getting spin-off with short stories. So I'm wondering how I'm going to deal with bringing these characters back in. Are they off having their own adventures while some of the other characters are dealing with stuff? Stuff.
Okay, I gotcha. Now, I noticed also that in your books, a lot of like with the martial arts and fighting and stuff. Did you have to do a lot of research on that, or is somebody in your family into martial arts, or?
And well, I was before I was a mom, so I did Wado Ruka. Uh, my husband, he did several fighting. My kids, golly, I don't know, we have a boxer, had two that box. Um, yeah, so you'll see this stuff. I mean, when I have something about boxing in the book, I'm just sitting there at the boxing ring and I'm just copying down what the they're saying. So this is realistic. I mean, I was just like writing down everything they say, as they're sitting there, and I'm describing all the moves and stuff. So the fighting stuff is real for the most part. Real. When you're dealing with fantasy and you're fighting a dragon or something like that, of course you're going to have to improvise. What you think would possibly happen, and you've got humans that have super strength or super speed. You have to adapt it to that.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
we yeah, and yeah, we did kendo three. No, we have kendo and yeah, there's a lot of map. Yeah, so there's a lot of fighting. You can say there's a lot of fighting in my family, but yeah, I mean we do the fight the fighting arts. So sometimes I'll work out scenes myself. And the funnest part is getting in a convertible and punching the air and pretending like you're getting a ninja, off your back as you're driving. So
That's cute. I love that.
It's really funny for people to be watching me. Okay, I do not drive and do this because it's dangerous. But I'll just like have my husband drive, and I'm working out these scenes, and sure people think, oh my gosh, she's on meth. But there it is.
No, keep them guessing. That's the fun thing. Keep them guessing.
Exactly, because somebody's not going to come up. Hey, where is this? And I was like, no, I'm not coming out a crazy woman. you know. So
That is too funny. So, okay, so you have that, you're working on the book, the book three. Is there anything else in the works, like with your book, charity books or anything else like that?
yes, yes. I can't say anything about what we're coming out next with, but yes, we have in the Once Upon a Name series, we have another book coming out in the spring of next year, and we're going to have another one with the Enchanted series coming out next year too. But we can't talk about it yet, but we're all getting our stories together, and let me tell you something. The the authors that I write with, they will get one book out and they're already on the other one. I mean, they are writing. I mean, they love it.
Mhm.
It's really great to work with everyone because they have such big hearts and they are so nice and so supportive of each other. I mean, they'll tell you if you're doing something weird or wrong, but if you're beta reading, I mean, that's how you have to be. And sometimes you have to have a thick skin, and this is where you learn to
Mhm.
have beta readers, because it's not like they're being mean. They're not trying to trash you or anything, but they're trying to help you learn, and they're trying to get
Yeah.
you really mean, because sometimes people can be mean in the review process, and I
You mean like the readers itself, not the beta
right, not
readers?
the beta readers. The beta readers.
Oh, oh, I know. It's terrible. It's like, okay, you know what? Let's see you write a book and let's see you, not have any grammatical errors or this or that, but
Mhm.
everybody has something to say. It's never going to stop, never going to end.
I honestly, I don't think that most people, when people write, a harsh review, I don't think they mean to be necessarily so mean. They're not putting it in a nice way. I don't.
Hmm. Hmm.
To, so I take it like that. You know.
No, I agree. They probably don't think they're being mean, but, or it could be like a teacher who is just so used to, making corrections constructive criticism and things like that. But
Mhm.
it still hurts your feelings and because it's your baby. I mean, no one would want to, nobody wants to hear, oh, your baby doesn't have a cute face or what, you know what I mean? Nobody wants to hear that, right? Because it's your baby. Same thing with your book. Your book is your baby. Don't talk bad about it.
And this is the thing, that the way that teachers teach how to write, sometimes the curriculum is really just not conducive to good stories. And I learned this when I was reading Stephen King on writing, and he talks about this, and it's just like, when I had somebody else teaching my kids literature and writing, I mean, she would say, okay, you need 6 adjectives in this page, you need 4 adverbs in this page, you need this, that, and the other thing. And it was like, this is not story writing. I mean,
Hmm.
flow of what it is. And of course, Stephen King is this kind of guy who does not do adverbs. And of course, we could get into a debate about putting adverbs in fantasy stories, but I'm not going to do that. The show versus tell. I try not to use adverbs. I very rarely use them, but I'm not going to judge anybody else for using adverbs, because I know there's a lot of stories that do use adverbs. And all of the indie books that I've read, I've loved all these stories. Yeah, they have adverbs, but I still love that story anyway. So
Hmm. Hmm.
coming into writing, it's a joy. You write because you love it. It makes you feel good. It's your happy place. And when you see other authors writing too, and even if they write a different style, even if they don't go by the same rules you do, you can still find joy, because you know that they wrote that from a place of happiness, that they
Hmm.
I have to get this out. I have to get this out. I have to communicate somehow. and it's a beautiful thing. I love reading the indie books that I read, and most of the books I read are indie. And it's just the vibe is different. It's just like it's from the heart. I love it.
Hmm. No, I hear you. So what is speaking of indie books, what is on your night table right now, or in your ears, or however you like to read books?
Okay, so I've downloaded a couple of things on my Kindle, and I cannot remember the name of it because I haven't looked at my Kindle. Because right now I'm reading. Um, I'm going to go grab it off another bookshelf.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah. Go ahead. I can't wait to find out which book you're reading.
okay. So this is H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu Mythos. So this is really book.
Wow.
I got this from one of my son's friends. Look at this. This is oh
Wow.
yeah. And so I am born
That's beautiful.
because he learned that I write about myths and legends. And I have been, wondering about Cthulhu for a long time because he's a sea creature, and this is really up my alley. I wrote about sea creatures in Third Name's a Charm, which I don't have a picture of. Third Name's a Charm, which is in Once Upon a Name series. And it's a beachy thing. It's a Southern California vibe. It's very beachy, just so to say, but it's a little bit scary, and there's a mystery to solve. So, I bring the readers into solving this mystery. It's like, who is it? What's going on? Because I like to put little Easter eggs in my books, but I also like to put a little bit of a mystery. So people are going, huh, well, I wonder what that means. Why did she not say that? Why did she not leave this out? So,
Hmm.
yeah. So I like to make my writing fun. I like to make it deep in description because, like I said, I love interior design. I love architecture, and I love to make this stuff real. And I like to bring things to my books that people might not be familiar with, just
Hmm.
so that you know.
Right. You want to educate, I love reading a book that, like you said, and you didn't know about something, and all of a sudden you're getting educated on something that you really didn't even know about, like what you were talking about with Egypt and the Pharaoh, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people might not know about that, or it was so, they learned about it so long ago
Hmm.
that now you're bringing it back and, all that kind of fun stuff. I love
Yeah.
all that.
And then with me, I put my own theories on things because, being that 70s kids, there was always these mysteries surrounding things. And so I have my own theories and I bring them up. And then, the characters find this stuff out and they're like, oh my gosh, wow, this is kind of crazy. So, yeah, this is like, I just, I love stories. I love reading stories, but I love writing stories more. So,
I see that Sharon M. Brown wrote Easter eggs are so much fun.
I love you, Sharon. Hi.
So shout out to Sharon.
Yeah,
Is she an author?
Sharon is, yeah, she's about to be. Well, yeah. She told people. So she's working on a Rita. Hey, Sharon. And oh my gosh, Rena's stories are. I love it. She is like action adventure packed, and I love her stories. And I've read two of her stories so far, and they are good. And I actually have another book of Rena's, her daughter's, on my Kindle, which is another thing I'm going to be reading.
And what
But
what what was the title of that book? Because this way, I'll put it in the notes for the video so everyone could check those books out too.
Rena, okay, so Rena's first book, which I would um, tell you to get, and it's on my Kindle. It's um, okay,
Or you could just tell me her last name and I'll look it up.
Brown, Rena Brown. Rena
Oh,
is a wife.
okay. This is the okay. Gotcha.
Sharon,
All right.
Sharon.
So,
Um, oh gosh, I can't think about
oh,
it.
Rena is a writer. Oh,
I
Isle
love
of the dark.
Yeah.
Sharon wrote it.
Yeah. No, Sharon didn't write that.
Thank you, Sharon.
And so I'm hoping that maybe Sharon will ask me to beta read her book when she gets it out.
Hint, 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 Sharon.
The fruit doesn't fall far from the tree, so I'm sure that she's going to have a really good book.
Oh, no, that's wonderful. So, what other indie books do you have on your night table, or a book that you've read recently that you really enjoyed?
Um, let's see. I have read books from Sky Summers, and I'm trying to think of my Goodreads. What is the last one I read? Gosh, you know what? I could pull up my Goodreads and see.
Sharon just wrote that she wrote, "Do you want to be the beta reader?" She thinks that would be epic. So you guys will connect later.
So, as far as on my Goodreads that I have, I think the last one that I read was Steve Griffin, um, and the Ghost of Alice series, and it's the third book. The Boy in the Burgundy Hood is his first. And there is his last one is The Devil in the something, but I don't remember. I'm really bad with titles, as Sharon.
All right. I mean, at least I can mention the authors, and people could check them out, because it's always nice helping the indie authors out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, I've read a lot of books from my co-authors. Let's see. There's Rachel Stanley. She has her, and actually, I have that on my bookshelf, so I can show you this one.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just going to grab this.
Oh boy, look at this. She's got the whole
Yeah.
pile.
One here is Sherry Ross for poetry, which is really good.
Beautiful.
Ellen Reed, and this is The Ghost Riders. This is the Realm series. Beautiful, fun, action adventure.
And who's that by, the Realm series?
Jessica Cantwell.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. I knew I recognized the Realm series, but I forgot her name, but now I recognize it. Yes.
Yeah, I can remember the author's name, but I can't remember the titles. But yeah, this is in fantasy. A lot of fantasy creatures in that.
Yes.
A lot of turns. And then my homegirl, Rachel Stanley. And
Yes.
stuff. And I don't have her third book in stuff. I have it on my Kindle. But the Grimm series is fun. Got that spooky. To Instagram, I met some of these early. Come up with crazy ideas. I mean, for 10-year-old. Into Thunderbird, drag. Even though my kids are in the background, they're like they're just
Sharon's right. Nice folks, all of them.
yeah, absolutely.
That's so great. Okay. I'm going to ask you a few quick questions, and then you can just give me answers. It's just like, this or that type of thing, like coffee or tea, or like, wine or spirits, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay, I guess we'll do coffee or tea.
Tea.
Okay. And then wine or spirits.
Wine.
Spirits meaning like, okay, all right, so you got it. How about, what about like the beach or the lake?
Both.
I know.
No,
I know it's hard,
yeah,
right?
but I'm gonna have to go with the beach because I have the, but I'll definitely take the lake.
Agreed, 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 agreed. Okay, what do you think, like, if you could go anywhere in the world, where is the next place you would love to visit?
Egypt. Egypt.
Egypt. Now, oh yeah, so speaking of, like, have you ever gone anywhere to research any of your books?
Well, I have in Tennessee and landscaping, and also Southern California. Which, I live weather patterns. I know just the land. I know traffic. I know the culture. One place I haven't been is New Orleans, and I desperately.
Mm,
My husband has been there, and I'm obsessed with their food, music,
yeah,
architecture, and it's just wonderful world, and it's big.
yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I don't really care about like the parades and all that kind of stuff. It would be the food and the architecture and just all those beautiful old homes and, all that I would, and the landscaping, that would interest me way more than, just going down the parade and getting the necklaces, you know what I mean? Well, that's okay and fun and all, but I agree with you. I'd rather do the other things.
Mm-hmm. So Sharon says, "Have you read any of the Amelia Peabody books? Big into Egypt."
Oh,
I haven't, but you know what? I need to write that down.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Amelia Peabody. Okay. Yeah, I would love to go to Egypt. I want to go to Spain, take the boat from Gibraltar, and then take the boat over to Africa, which it's a quick boat ride to the Morocco, Casablanca. I would just love to do that.
Yeah, yeah. My
Oh, you've done
sister has gone.
it?
No, I haven't, but my sister has gone to Egypt. But I've seen that dribble. I mean, I've seen it on the maps. Just studying the map. She's gone several times and photographed.
Mm,
And she actually, my sister is the influence. What is the word? Oh my gosh, is the influence for one of my characters. How great, elegant she is, and she just looks amazing dressing. You know, in the Egyptian style.
hmm
She
hmm
long dresses and the flow. And oh my gosh, you're so elegant. So I just this.
That's terrific.
So yeah, so it's fun.
I love that.
Be this really elegant person, and she can also be an archaeologist, and she can, find treasures and do all this fun things. So it's like you can be this amazing in all areas, and that's
No,
my
I
sister.
love it.
My sister is this elegant, amazing woman. So I love her.
Oh, that's so nice of you to say. That's
I
really nice. Aw. I'm sure she feels the same way.
Yes.
All right. Is there anything else that you would like to add for today, or anything you'd like to end with? I mean, we covered a lot. We talked about a tons of books and what you're working on and all that kind of stuff. Is there anything else you'd like to mention?
Yes, I would actually like to mention you, Stephanie,
Oh,
and club, book and marketing, because we we've actually been talking back and forth, messaging little things on posts,
yeah, absolutely.
you know,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I was really flattered when you contacted me to you on. I think it's a
Uh,
California wine region book. You know,
yes.
um,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and it's anyway. I was really flattered, and it was really a perfect fit for me because I really loved that book.
Oh,
Um,
oh, no, yeah, and you're right there, and I also, I mean, I'm hoping that Michael will pick your review to put, on his book, because that way people will notice you too. Like, so it was a win-win, you know what I mean? Michael gets the review, you wrote well, you got to read the book, obviously get information about the wineries and whatnot,
mhm.
and you got to review, and I'm hoping that maybe Michael, if Michael's listening, that he'll add your review to either, I think he was either going to do on the cover or on the inside. It doesn't matter. Either way will work. And more people will know about you and what you write.
Exactly. Yeah, but just how you did that. I mean, how you get out and you actually get into the indie authors, and you work with them, not even for money or anything, but you're in this community. You're part of this
Mhm.
community, and you're you used to do charity for the psychiatric wards, and you used to
Oh, yeah, yeah, with the book drives. Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking to myself, what a great idea. And it shows the kind of heart you
You
have.
actually donated. I think you donated your book for that too, as I recall.
On the list, but somebody else bought it and donated it. So,
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was you. I didn't know.
no,
But I did put your book on the list
like
because I wanted people to see it.
exactly right. And so somebody bought my book and donated it. And it's just like this showed me that you have a heart for other people and looking at people how,
Oh,
and it's like, wow, Stephanie's a nice girl. I like her.
oh. Oh, thank you. I'll do a little plug. I'm still doing a book drive for Mondays at Racine. I do have quite a few books, but if anybody else wants to send a book, this is for it's for a cancer. I think it's more like on the East Coast, but they help like with cancer patients with like haircuts, maybe getting their a facial done, manicure. They hold like parties for them. They have their own library at their headquarters, which is in New York. And we brought books there, added to their library. But a lot of people take the books and they take them home, and maybe they might not give them back. So they constantly need more books, or also they when they do gift bags for parties and stuff, they'll take the book and put it inside the gift bag, so each person gets a book. So it's nice that they do that. They've been around for a long time. Have helped so many friends of mine during their time of need, and it's just an all-around great charity. So if anyone else wants to send a book, DM me. Your book will be noticed by many, many people.
Yes, I think that's awesome. That's an awesome.
Yes. Yeah, and what I do is, if you want your book on the list, I could also add it to our donation list on Amazon, like I did with with Donna's, because this way, I mean, even if they don't buy the book, they see the book. The more people see your book, the more they're going to want to like, this is, why do I keep on seeing this book? So, and that's what you want. You want your book to be noticed. So yeah. So, but thank you so much. I appreciate you saying such kind words.
Thank you for having me on. I'm so glad that we got to talk together. And if you're ever on the West Coast, if you're ever in Los Angeles, please message me and we can get together and have some fun.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Thank you so much, Donna. Have a great day.
Bye bye.
Bye.